Olá, me chamo Brittany Wilmore e bem-vindo a Is It Art Yet? In the spirit of celebrating our topic, Angolan music and drumming, I just introduced myself and welcomed you to the show in Portuguese. My guest is fluent in the language and hails from Angola, but we'll learn more from her today than just perfecting our foreign language skills. Vivalda Dula is a professional singer, songwriter, and percussionist who released her debut album last summer, Insanidade Mental. And between that, she's also found time to study music composition at HCC. But rather than talk about her, why not hear from her first? Here is Vivalda Dula performing Lemba.
Gotta know what you want, make a plan and go get it, because the sky's the limit, so you should dream it and live it. I won't let nothing come and stand in my way. Nothing come and stand in my way. Tomorrow's never promised, so I want it today.
HCC. Go get it. It's yours.
Welcome back to Is It Art Yet? Vivalda Dula combines her Angolan music roots with Western music to create a rich, vibrant sound that both local and international audiences alike continue to enjoy. Vivalda, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brittany.
How did your career get started?
Well, I started as an Afro-contemporary dancer. And as you know, music and dance is always connected. After I left the dance world, I decided to introduce to my life the other joy that is music. So it started like that.
And you come from a family of artists and
Sure,
musicians?
sure. My great-grandfather was a traditional kisange and the marimba that is like a balafon. And my grandfather was a storyteller. I had an aunt who is she was a singer, actress, and a dancer too. So it's coming from generation through generation to my family traditionally.
So when did you come to the United States?
I came to the United States almost 3 years ago. Okay. And I came intentionally to develop my solo singing and solo career. And I came exactly just to start music. That's why I ended up here in HCC.
Yeah, because the next thing is you came specifically to Houston, or were you in any other parts of the U.S. first before you made it to Texas?
Yes, first time I came to the United States, I came on vacation. I went to New Orleans and other states of the United States, and I like it. When I came to Houston, it was so quiet, and I needed a quiet space to stay, to stay this little time to start to formalize my studying in music before I jumped again to the world music and to the world arts.
So you came here 3 years ago,
yes.
And how did you find out about HCC? Was this the first place you stopped, or how did you get here?
No, actually it was a friend in Angola who told me about HCC. In Angola, I used to work for a governmental institution, that it was the Japan Embassy. And this institution, because of the relationship with the US Embassy, I have to meet this friend who used to work at US Embassy in Angola. And when I showed my intention to start outside of the country, he actually told me about the HCC. But I wasn't first interesting to do it because I wanted to go to another country in Europe to start other thing. But well, you know the way sometimes life takes us to another path, and we have to just to adjust the path and follow this path. So I ended up here in Houston, and it was the third institution that I was looking for. And well, because of two teachers of HCC, that is Sean Sterling and Dr. Aubrey Tucker, so I ended up here in HCC. Actually, they welcomed me very well. They just embraced myself. They just, every time I wanted to, they were open to talk with me. That's why I stayed in HCC, because I felt that I was home. I was in home, actually. You
took advantage of the opportunity to study here.
Yes.
And you actually directed, produced a show called Mujitu.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
Mujitu means the guest. It's an Afro-contemporary musical that I wrote in Angola, and actually I presented in Angola, and I have the opportunity to present here in Houston as well. Well, it's actually based on a true story. It's based on a true story, well, it's a story about a mother who loses a child when this child is actually in the very early age, and then later on she found this child. Well, it's a very emotional story, but it was very well receptive in Angola as well, here in the United States, in Houston, to be precise.
And when did that show? Was that HCC Spring Branch, but what was that for? It was
part of the 6th Aquaba Dance and Drum Festival. Actually, I was invited by the school to be part of this festival, and I thought it was very interesting to put this very traditional part of my life to this African festival. Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your debut album. I hope I didn't butcher it too bad in the beginning. I tried. But it's Insanidade Mental.
Mental, yes.
And so that translates to mental insanity.
Yes.
So it's a very interesting name. What does that mean?
Well, mental insanity. You know, in Angola, despite of we have institution for mental insane people, many times you can see people around the city, crazy people like we call them, mental insane people, walking around the city naked and just the things that crazy people do or mental insane people do. But it's very. I grew up with the following very beautiful gesture. people, when they see these mental insane people walking around the neighborhood, they go to their home, they bring food, they bring clothes to give to them. So this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gesture that I wanted the world to know about it. Despite of all the problems my country have, but I wanted the world know that humanity exists. We can be humble, we can help others, and despite of what happened. So I wanted to talk this story. Actually, the story is a little bit more funny, but it's all about this. Yeah.
So all of the songs on the album, do they relate to that theme?
No, no. Each song of mine, it's like a different world. Each song is one world. I choose mental insanity because it's very special theme for me, but it's not the theme of the album.
And you are also known as the queen of the drum. You are so talented, you sing, but we can't help but notice the drums that are around us and how well you play it. So you're getting ready to show me how to do that. But
yes.
Just real quick, what is the drum called?
This one, this little baby, it's a djembe. Actually, it's from West Africa. For Southern Africa, it's actually a different drum. But I have to ask somebody to do this, especially this one, because the drum of my country is a big one like this one. We have smaller, but I learned to play on a Angolan drum, who is not a goat skin, has the djembe drum that is goat skin and another thin and very high skin, but is a cow skin, who is different, who is lower. And this is a djembe, but I learned to play drum. I learned to play the drum on our traditional drum, that is Angolan drum, who sounds different, and we play actually different too. And it's different because the djembe has stripes, so you can tune the drum, pulling the strings. But the traditional drums for my country just have the skin and the wood. And to tune it, you have to actually put it near to the fire to tune the drum. So it's a very different areas of Africa and different different culture and different way of managing the instrument.
Well, I'm looking forward to learning how to play it. That should be interesting, but I know that I'm learning from the best because you're the queen. So at this moment, we're going to get ready, and Vivalda is going to teach me how to play the djembe.
Okay.
So we couldn't go to Africa to learn how to play the drums. Instead, Vivalda here has brought it to us, and she's going to teach me how to play the djembe, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've got to make sure that I get my pronunciation correct. So what is it that you're going to be teaching me?
Well, just a basic, very basic rhythm, and I will accompany you. I'll teach you just the basic. This one, you just put your hands, depend of the way. When I learn like this, a little bit curved, but you can just straight your hands and play on the middle, on the center of the drum to create a bass sound. So you, yes, and you put it, you straight your head, you straight your hand, and you align your hand, but it's, let it go, it's softer. You don't need to be tired, you don't need to be stressed, just in bass sound. And make sure not put your finger, otherwise you modify the sound.
Wow, okay. So the middle creates the bass sound.
The middle creates the bass sound.
Okay.
So when you want to play the tone, we just use this part of the hand.
Okay, so just this area.
Exactly, all in the fingers. And we put our hand here, no big finger, and we just do exactly. Exactly. So we have the bass, and we have the tone. Bass, and we have the tone. Then we have the slap, we call the slap, it's the higher tune. So the tone is a lower tune, and then we have the slap, that is the higher tune, and we use all this part of our hands. Depends on the technique. When I learn in my country, we can use the big finger, but there are people who doesn't like it, or it's not a part of their technique, so we don't use. So it's up to you if you want to use or not. But we will use this, and we open a little bit the fingers and just.
Oh wait,
Yes.
I didn't make a sound that
yes.
time.
So you don't press, you just keep your arm and so when you close, you have the tone.
Oh, okay, so
Exactly.
that's the tone.
And then you open a little bit and it's a different sound. Tone and tone and so we have bass, we have tone, and we have the slap and bass and tone and slap. So let's do this way. So we are going to play with the right hand, the bass. We're going to use the left one for the tone.
And the tone is the fingers closed,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
And we do the tone, and then we do the slap. So we're going to do 1, tone, slap.
Okay.
So slowly, tone, tone, slap, bass, tone, slap, exactly, bass, tone, slap, and bass, tone, slap. Make sure your hand is not too high, otherwise the sound comes late. Yes, so let's do it again. So bass, tone, slap,
Slap.
bass,
Bass.
tone, slap,
Slap.
bass, tone, slap. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Let's play together.
Okay.
1, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Control your hands. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1. Keep going. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1. Keep going. You're going to finish together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop.
All right. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
So are there certain times when these are played, certain occasions, or?
Well, African rhythm and African drumming, it's for several occasions. For initiation, to celebrate a wedding, to celebrate a welcome, a family or a friend or a neighbor to our home. It's just a way of celebration for several things. And it's what we do. This is ancient. So the play, actually what we played, it's not ancient. But drumming comes from many years ago, and it's have been going through generation to generation. So yeah, it's to celebrate. It's mostly to celebrate. Music for us is to celebrate. We are all celebrate. Doesn't matter if we are happy or sad. If like even for when somebody die, we celebrate with music. After we bury our loved one, when we come home, we play music to celebrate. So to tell them, so you're now free, you're gonna live another life in another dimension. So we celebrate to give them a welcome to another dimension. So it's just celebration.
And is this something that everyone in the family learns how to do from a young age, or?
Well, it depends, because sometimes when we talk about Africa, we just think on the village. Well, Africa have this developed part too. If you grew up in a village, obviously will always be part of your life since the very early age. For the ones who lives in a big city, who were born in a big city, grew up in a big city, many of us have the opportunity and the lucky to have our parents, our an aunt or an uncle who teach you a couple of things, or the language, or some instrument that they used to learn on the village they came from. But well, it is basically this. Depends of the family. Nowadays, because of the modernization and the globalization, many big cities of Africa are suffering this modification too, and many times a couple of things come late to our lives, but it's always part of our lives. Even if it is not a traditional way, it's in the modern way, and you feel it when you go in a home. You can see baby this size. As soon as he's listened to the music, he's dancing, because this baby is used to see from the family, so they are passing through them. So music is always part of our life, and African music through the storytelling. Like I have the opportunity to live the storytelling, or a member family who play a traditional instrument. It's always part of our life. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for teaching me how to play. That was so much fun, especially when you started
pleasure.
singing. But we're not done with you yet. So you can't go anywhere. When we come back, more music from Vivalda Dula.
You gotta know what you want, make a plan and go get it, because the sky's the limit, so you should dream it and live it. I won't let nothing come and stand in my way. Nothing come and stand in my way. Tomorrow's never promised, so I want it today.
HCC. Go get it. It's yours.
Vivalda's music brings more than entertainment value to her audiences. She's also spreading a powerful message. You wrote a song called Mazwi,
Yes.
which translates to voices in what language?
In my traditional language, Kimbundu.
Okay, and what is this song about?
Well, Mazwi is a tribute song that I wrote for children, and is against child labor, and to create some awareness about child labor and human trafficking. So Mazwi now is being part of the international law organization that has this a campaign called the Artwork, and where we use this red card that we have in our hands to create some awareness about human trafficking and child labor.
And these red cards, it says actually red card to child labor.
Yes, actually red cards, it's a card used in many sports. That means when a player has this red card,
like in soccer.
Like in soccer, so the player it's actually penalized to be out of the game. So this is actually the part of the United Nations, and international organization want to create this campaign to help to create some awareness about this big issue. Yes. Yes.
Well, I want to play a little bit of the song Mazwi,
Yeah.
so that everyone can get an idea of what it's all about.
Yes.
And you are also singing in your traditional language as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, here it is. Here's a snippet of it. So that was Mazwi, which translates to voices.
Yes.
And the lyrics there, if everyone could see them, it
Sure.
translated to something that was very moving and all about stopping this practice.
Yes.
So you're also a part of another initiative, Music Against Child Labor?
Yes.
Is that a little different, or what is that?
It's the same, it's the same, it's the same. Actually, when I wrote this song, I was helping another organization just to help them to create, to spread the word. And then I ended up working and helping the ILO, International Labor Organization. Just to let you know, June 12th, it's the International World Day Against Child Labor. So this is very important, it's upcoming date, so it's very important to talk about it and to remind people that in the modern days we still have child labor and human trafficking, and this is a very huge issue. Children are the future and the beauty of the universe. So we have to take care of our children because they will be the leaders of the future. So it's very important to talk about it and to tell people that we are the same. We are the same, and we should have and we should live just as one and love each other. Life is too short. Life is too short.
Well, I want to thank you for being here and sharing your talents, but also how you
so
use
much.
your gifts to help others and spread something so powerful in a positive way.
Thank you so much.
If you're interested in hearing more from Vivalda, including her music, where you can catch her on tour, and learn more about the initiatives that she's a part of, go to her website, vivaldadula.com. She's going to close out the show and do another performance. This one is Sonho, which I think translates to dream in Portuguese. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And we'll see you next time on Is It Art Yet?
Onde o sol e o mar vivem, eu sei, ouvir os pais, ver o sol, falar com o mar, no meu sonho, sonhos que vêm e vão, são incertezas que correm no meu eu, no meu eu. Hoje o sol sonhou com o mar, imagens melódicas entre a profunda ilusão do meu eu. Abri a janela dos meus sonhos, vi nela cadência lucida em torno do pensamento fugaz que perdido caminha sem ar. No meu sonho, abri a janela dos meus sonhos, vi nela cadenciar-se em torno atrás, que perdido caminha sem a